Je suis enchanté. Où est la bibliothèque? Voilà mon passeport.
Because she had a lovely boy, stolen from an Indian king, and she perforth withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy.
I think I was nearly 30 before I saw an actual stage production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. The young man speaking to you is the same age as I was in 1966, when I last visited this room, which long ago ceased to exist. Today I'm nearly 50 myself, with wife, children, one nearly 15 himself, but I could not find in my imagination to see the man I am today here. For when I think of her, or speak of her in the middle of a thought, in the middle of a dream, I am forever a boy of 15. With a voice like this young boy's voice, simple, honest, thoughtful, and not yet uncertain, the uncertainty that happened here. I came across an interesting discussion of that word recently by a professor in New Jersey. Uncertainty, he said, is the tentativeness one feels from seeing many things from many points of view. Uncertainty, then, is the first step toward becoming a writer. The simple facts first. What a devious and insidious phrase. Anyway, we arrived in Paris in the winter of 1966. 1966, when the world was about to burst at its seams. It hadn't quite yet, but you couldn't help but feel any time now. 1966, my father, a businessman, had already been in Paris for 6 months. And when his project expanded, we were brought over as well. My mother and me, that is. My brother was at Cornell, smoking pot, he later confessed. And I was enrolled in the American school, where I was taught literature by Madame Melville. I wasn't a very good student, and I hated Paris. What with its streets and its people and its monuments, all seemed created to make me feel stupid. I had few friends, and with those I tagged along every Friday to the bus Palladium, where, and I was supposed to be excited about this, we could dance like in America. It was at the bus Palladium that I first heard the name the Rolling Stones. It was also at the bus Palladium that I first saw a young bearded American man enthrall a group of French girls as he burned what I later learned through a series of breathless whispers was his draft card. Though when I saw the same young man do it another night, one had to wonder. Then one day, out of the blue, Madame Melville, who had hardly seemed to recognize me at all in class, asked if I'd like to join her and a group of students that met twice a week to see and discuss the very latest films. Masculine Feminine, Jules et Jim, Hiroshima Mon Amour, Blow Up, King of Hearts. It's where I saw my first naked women, my first moving naked women in these pictures. We'd all meet here in her apartment. I'd return here for chocolates or cocoa or tea. She'd always put music on. Music I was careful to admit not knowing. Music so beautiful. Music I had to ask, I had to wonder, why had I not heard such music? There was never any music in my house, only what my brother put on his record player, so I knew only that. I had never heard a concert of such music. Now, the other students in the film group would talk about how they like so-and-so's version of this or that better than someone else's version. And I tried to agree, tried to smile knowingly, but not too aggressively, as I did not actually want to be brought into the conversation. And then there were books. Books upon books. Bookcases filled with books. Both here and in the bedroom. Madame Melville's bedroom, through there. Now, while the people around me discussed these books, they had read them, I touched them. And so it was on one Friday evening with school nearly out for the year that we saw a film about American surfboarders traveling the world looking for big waves. And we strolled as a pack back through the ghost-lit streets of Paris, past the gates of the Sorbonne, up the toy wiry elevator until we were here, in Madame Melville's apartment. where I, while in the bathroom, first heard the doorbell. Then voices. Then the group's loud and many goodbyes. And found myself suddenly alone in her living room. So I picked up my jacket to go.
Carl,
Oh,
you're still here? You weren't leaving with...
where are the others?
that was Sophie's mother. She came early. You weren't getting a ride with?
No, they live on the other side.
Oh, that's right. You're the one that takes the metro. You live in the other direction. Whereabouts?
16th?
No one needed any chocolates. Have some chocolates.
Oh, I did.
We have some more.
I should probably go.
Sophie's mother came too early.
No, it's just that the metro closes
Not
in...
yet. You've got a bit of time. Unless there's someplace you have to,
No.
Oh, I could drive you home. And take off that tie. I detest ties on, boys. And push back your hair. Straight back. Oh, that's better. I'm going to have some wine. What about you? Coca-Cola, Orangina, mineral water?
I'll have wine.
If you see something that interests you, take what you want. Borrow a book. Hey, put this on, would you please? Did you see Lucy's skirt? Did you notice that? Of course you noticed that, your boy. School rule says, cross the top of the knee. Well, she must have rolled it up during the film. Is that what she did? You were sitting next to her.
No, I wasn't. That was Robert.
Robert? Well, perhaps he rolled it up then. Here. I thought William was Lucy's boyfriend. That's not what I was feeling tonight. What happened to the...
I'm sorry.
Skirts are going way, way up. Everyone's saying so. Inches. Out of sight, as you Americans say. Pretty soon, you men will say, why bother, right?
Cigarette?
I didn't know you were...
I do. It won't stay.
Ah, it will. We must train it so after a while it won't dare not to. What did you think of the film tonight?
Not very much.
Oh, because it was American?
Why should that matter? Just got bored. A film about guys surfing.
It's very popular with the kids.
I'm not a kid.
No. I liked seeing the boys in their bathing suits. That kept me interested. It kept the girls interested. Sophie said she's going to go back and see it again and take your mother.
I like the other films that we've been seeing, the more serious ones.
Ah, well, this was serious.
Bunch of rather thick guys surfing.
About a bunch of guys searching, Carl, on a quest for that one perfect wave. It was mythological, Homeric, but not for you. Fair enough. You like the French films about sex.
They're not all about.
How well are you doing in your other classes? I've not heard of any problems, but still.
I'm fine.
You're a bright boy.
Thank you.
You could do better in my class. You could speak more.
I pay attention.
It's not what I said. You could assert yourself more. We all want to know what you are thinking. Do you know what I think? I think Lucy is getting set to dump William. And I think it was for Robert that she was raising her skirt tonight. What do you think?
I don't think it had to be for anyone. I don't think everything is always that way.
Oh, I think you're wrong. And I think I'm right. Did you stay in the bathroom till the others had left? Is that what you were doing?
No, I just didn't hear.
No, you didn't hear the bell.
No.
You didn't hear Sophie's very loud mother.
No,
You didn't know everyone was leaving.
No, I should probably go.
You weren't on purpose trying to stay back, were you, Carl? I think you were. And I don't think there's anything remotely wrong with that. Then again, maybe you don't even know why you stayed back. I think men often don't know what makes them do the things they do. That's what makes them so dangerous, so terrible. But men find women dangerous too, don't they? For totally different reasons. We were talking about just this in class this week, weren't we? Drink your own, Gina. The books that women have written about men, such as they are, and those that men have written about women, how very different they are. It wasn't exactly in the curriculum. I snuck it in. Very brave of me, wasn't it? I looked to you 2 or 3 times in discussion to join us, to tell us what you know about what men think about women. You must know a lot, don't you? Next time, participate. Still, I'm so happy you're in my class. So nice to look out and see your attentive face. Oh, I keep wanting to push that out of your face. Look at that, did you see that? Published by high school kids from Bavini High School. Do you know what that is?
No.
La Zanzara. Do you know what that means?
The mosquito?
Very good. Nice name for a student.
I don't think so.
You've not heard? Oh, it's been in all the news. All sorts of arguments. Where they discuss divorce, birth control, sexual education. High school kids like you. Oh, the world is changing fast. Now, if you wish to borrow that...
I don't.
Not exactly your kind of thing, is it?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you wish to be a writer yourself, don't you? A poet, isn't it? Who told me? Did Lucy tell me? I think it was your father who told me.
I didn't know that you'd met my father.
Before you enrolled. He came to the school before he'd enroll you. We had a very nice talk.
But he didn't say that he'd met you.
Why would he? Did he talk about me at home? You may not even remember. He met so many teachers that day. But I very well remember him saying his son wanted to be a poet. And then he laughed. I didn't like your father. Why haven't you shown me your poems, Carl? What are they about? Lucy? And you were sitting next to her tonight, Carl. You were sitting on her left. And I watched you maneuver to make sure you did so, too.
Like I maneuvered to stay back here?
Let me tell you a funny story I heard on the radio. And be one of those and look through if there's something you want to, There's this man. He's a novelist. He's written 3 or 4 published novels. And one day, he's on the metro. And he sees the man next to him reading one of his books. So he checks to see what page he's on. 83. He knows for a fact that there's a funny incident that happens on page 89. So he waits. He misses his stop and he waits. And then, when the man is on page 89, the writer watches him laugh out loud. Then and there, the writer decides to give up novels and to be a playwright. He needed an audience. So, don't be a poet, Carl. Be a playwright. I think we all need audiences. Don't you? I was thinking earlier when I was in the kitchen, there's more on Gina, by the way.
I'll drink wine.
I was thinking how nice it is that you did stay back tonight. I really didn't feel like sitting here alone. Sophie's mother came half an hour too early. How well do you know Sophie? Conferences I've had with her. Oh, I shouldn't be telling you this, but she's a real bitch. Not like your Lucy. Cheers. What is it they say in America?
I don't know.
So that magazine doesn't interest you? Be a playwright, Carl. You say something.
I did stay back in the bathroom. I waited until I heard the others had left.
Don't be too honest. It's not attractive. But then again, don't just accept what a woman says. She isn't always saying everything she means. And I think it's fair to say that is an understatement. So a man can put her in her place, laugh at what she says. No woman wants to be boss all the time. Still your conversation.
Are you Catholic?
Why do you ask?
No, just the cross around your neck. And then in the bathroom on the walls.
Yes, I'm Catholic.
Do you go to Mass?
I have.
Would you take me sometime?
Do you wish to become Catholic?
No, I want to go to a Mass. You see, there's this writer that I like. He's a poet. And I've been reading a lot about him. I know he became Catholic, and I just thought...
Not all poets who become Catholic are good.
No, I know that.
And not all good poets become Catholic.
No, I know that, Madame Melville.
Don't you go to any church?
My parents do, I don't.
Does this trouble them? Yes. I will take you to Mass if you wish. But let me give you a little bit of advice, huh? When you are alone with a girl, don't right off start talking about religion.
Am I with a girl now?
No. No, you're not. Did you like the Grappelli? We've been listening to Stefan Grappelli.
I don't know what I like yet. I mean, how could I? And yes, I would very much like to borrow some books. That's why, to tell you the truth, I stayed back tonight.
Oh, please, look.
And the reason I don't speak in school or in class at all is because I don't really have anything to say.
I doubt you believe that.
No, it's true. If you could hear some of the things that I've thought, I laugh at myself, and it's better me than you.
I wouldn't laugh.
I'll tell you something that's funny. At the beginning of the school year, when they handed out the books, I lined them up on the floor in my room, and then I measured their thickness with my hands, and I said, by the end of the term, Carl, at least you'll know that much.
I'm not laughing, but speaking to you as your teacher now.
How else have you been speaking to me?
I would ask that when you listen to a new piece of music, or you look upon a great painting for the first time, not to worry about how many inches of knowledge is that. I'm saying, Carl, is perhaps it isn't something that needs to be measured.
You spoke in class last week about rhyme, and how in English with so few words that when one rhymes is to show off their mind and their cleverness, whereas in French with so many words, when one rhymes, it's as their heart beats, or as you breathe, and as the eyes blink.
I must be a better teacher than I thought.
I mean, I don't know what it means. It doesn't make any sense to me. Oui, puisque je retrouve un ami si fidèle, ma fortune va prendre une face nouvelle. It's the opening of Andromache.
Yes.
I learned it so that I could speak as one breathes, as one's eyes open and shut. Et déjà son corps semble s'être adouci depuis que la puissance de nous rejoindre ici.
Oh, very good, Carl. You should recite for the class.
No. And you spoke about Proust.
Mm-hmm.
I've never read him before.
You're young, you will.
You said that to read Proust was as if to prepare for a honeymoon, where one knows that over the course of a couple days, that two lifetimes will be intertwined together forever. and that passion spent only sows more passion, and nights together, and mornings, and long gray afternoons. I mean, what does that mean? I remember these things. I write down questions that I imagine asking you.
Oh, ask me.
The magic flute? What's it about? What's it sound like?
Oh, that's easy. I have the album here.
And William Faulkner?
Yes?
I bought a book of his, but I don't know what it's about.
Yeah, which one?
I can't pronounce it. Absalom?
Oh, let me loan you another. That is the artist, I think.
And this painting on your wall here?
Oh, the printer?
Who is that? Who is that?
Pierre Bonnard. I have a book.
And you said that you'd been an actress.
Oh, years ago. Only for a year.
And a singer, and that before Easter you'd sung a song. What was that song?
Oh, it was right before Lent, and we had wine in the faculty lunchroom.
But what was the song, Claudie? I'm sorry, I
No,
didn't...
don't be sorry. I like my name. Mon Dieu, mon Dieu, mon Dieu, laissez-les-moi encore un peu. I think the opera house will be doing the magic flute. Let me take you.
In the bathroom, in your bathroom on the walls, it's a collage. You did that?
Yes, I suppose it's
It's from books and postcards and magazines. You did that?
I did.
It's of naked men and women.
Mostly.
And words that you must have cut out of...
Oh, it was done to be funny. Funny is something to look at in the toilet. Is that what kept you in there, the naked women?
Doesn't matter then.
Oh, no,
Am I missing something?
No, it was done to be funny, Carl.
Is Bernard important?
Oh, he is to me.
Why? You don't know why?
Oh, I know why. Because there was a man. This was years and years ago, and he took me to a gallery. We first had lunch, and then we passed a gallery with an exhibition of Bonnard. He took me in. We went from painting to painting. I remember each painting. I remember with his hand him taking me by the arm, steering me from painting to painting, asking me, what do I see? What do I think? What does it make me feel? And then we went back out into the bright sunlight. It was June, like now. And he took me back to his apartment. We made love. And we lived together for nearly 3 years.
Is this book from that exhibition?
Oh, no. I didn't have money for art books then. I bought that later.
And had you not gone that day, you wouldn't find Bernard important?
Probably not. Certainly not in the same way. God, what do you see? What does it make you feel?
It's just a naked woman after a bath. She's cleaning herself or her thigh with the cloth. And she has a foot up on the stool. Or no, it's a chair. And she's wearing green slippers or shoes. And she's looking down.
What makes you think she's taken a bath?
Well, because there's water in the tub behind her. If she wouldn't just let it get cold, she'd get in. What? Is that funny?
No, not funny. I think maybe I said the same thing to my teacher. Oh, we are two practical people, Carl. And I think maybe he smiled at me too.
Your teacher? The one who took you was...
And he stood me in front of this painting for a long, long time. And he finally asked me, is she alone? I said, well, there's no one else in the picture. Oh, and he turned and looked at me. Is someone watching her? Well, I hadn't thought of that. Is she aware that someone is watching her? The painter of the picture, Monsieur Bonnard, perhaps. And he turned and he looked back at the painting. The bath is being run for him. Perhaps. And he continued now, putting his arm around my shoulder. She has left their bed and walked naked as we now see her. Her green slippers clapping upon the hardwood floor, whispering across the carpet, toes cracking past the disheveled bed, out into the hall, and into here. Permission to run him a bath. And so now, as she waits, she cleans herself of their love-making. She cleans off the him that has gotten onto her, while he, standing naked unseen in the doorway, watches. And then my teacher said, it may not be what Bonnard had intended, Mademoiselle Melville, but it is what being here with you has allowed me to see. 20 minutes later, we are in his bed making love. And with this one, I see a bowl of fruit on a table. Nothing else. Oh, I thought that was Ruth. She lives next door, but listen, it's coming from upstairs. There's an old gentleman lives up there. I think he works in a publishing office. And he's very heavy, and he walks like this. For some days, some nights, you hear a young woman, a young man. I don't know, definitely two different sets of steps, but I only ever see the old gentleman on the stairs. Oh, and you hear sounds. You imagine all sorts of things people are doing. Ruth's out on a date. She should be, well, what time is it? You've not missed the last train, have you?
Oh no, it's too late.
Oh no,
I think I've missed it.
How could we be so stupid?
I'm sorry to make you drive me.
Well, I can't drive you.
But you said you
When
offered.
did I wasn't thinking. And my car's in the garage. I told you that when we were in line with the film.
That's right, you did. I'll walk then, I guess.
You can't walk to the 16th, Carl.
Why not?
Oh, we could call a taxi. I'll phone your mother. She'll have to come and pick you up.
No, she doesn't drive in Paris at night.
Oh, I think you told me that. And your father, he won't be home yet?
He's entertaining business friends. He could be out half the night.
What are we going to do? I don't have money for a taxi.
Neither do I.
What are we going to do? I feel so stupid. I feel responsible.
No, you're not responsible. I'm not a child.
No, you're not. There's the couch. You could stay here. Well, it's not very comfortable, but what would your mother say?
I don't want to be any bother.
No, it's all my fault, and you would be no bother.
I'll leave as soon as the first metro arrives.
After breakfast, you must let me give your breakfast first.
I should call then my mother. Hi, Mom? Hi. No, I think I missed the last metro. You see, we got to talking. Oh, that's too much money to spend. Well, Madame Melville said that I could stay on their couch. No, that's what I said. Well, no, she's... My mother wants to speak with you.
Hello, Mrs. No, it's no bother. And it was all my fault. We got to talking about the film. No, please, no, I assure you, it is no bother. What? I will have him call you first thing, huh? Yes, Medicine 4207. You're welcome. No, he's a very good student. You should be very proud. Good night. She said she doesn't mind. It's fine.
There are a lot of 15-year-old boys that stay out till God knows when with God knows who. At least she knows I'm with my teacher.
Listen. Oh, the old man has company. What do you think, Hal? A boy? A girl? Well, sometimes you hear noises. I'll get sheets for the bed.
My mother thinks that you have a husband.
What?
My mother, she thinks there's a husband here. She asked why Madame Melville's husband doesn't go to the films with us. I think because of the madam.
Well, the school asked me to, you
No,
see.
I know.
And what did you answer when she asks about whether Madame Melville's husband goes to the films?
I just said that he hadn't gone with us yet. He probably didn't like the films we've been seeing.
I don't have any men's pajamas.
That's okay, I don't need any.
But I do have a few new toothbrushes. I'll sell one out for you.
Why do you have new
School's almost over. What are you doing for vacation?
My mother's taking me back to the States.
Whereabouts in the States?
Ohio.
Yeah, where's that?
It's in,
Oh, never mind. Are you looking forward to it? I'll miss you. Man. It's getting late. We should both get to bed. Do you want to use the bathroom first? I might have something you could wear.
Oh, I don't need anything to wear.
Here, let me see how...
I'm fine in my underwear. It's all yours.
Oh, and then I had to write a paper. My boyfriend, who is also my teacher, signed a paper on art. I wrote about Bonnard. I described the painting as he had described it to me. When I got the paper back out, it was full of red marks. Where's your critic? Where's your thinking? Where's your research? This was meant to be an essay, not a sentimental journey. Think for yourself, it said at the top. Teachers, right? You all finished? Anything you need? Good night then.
Good night.
Good night. I didn't finish my wine.
Are you okay?
Yes. I'm okay. I'm so happy not to be alone tonight. Thank you. Give me your hand. Give me your palm. Do you know what it means when somebody does this to your palm? It means they want to have sex with you. So, now, if Lucy ever does this, well, now you know. Do you want to try it? There aren't enough hours in the day to teach everything in school. Here, try this on. I think this should fit. Stand up, try it on. I see. Oh, that's better. Now if you need to get up and, well, you don't have to walk around in just your underwear.
Thank you.
Very cute, Quincy.
Will this bother you? I don't want to keep you up.
It's okay.
Sometimes music helps me to get to sleep. I know something you'd be interested in.
What?
You want to sleep, will you? There's a book I want to show you. Come on, get stand up.
Where
It's a book. It's in my bedroom. Oh, listen. Oh, I love that. Don't you love that? You're sleeping in your robe, Carl? That's very funny. You are very funny. Please, do you want to see this book or not?
What kind of book?
It's an art book, Carl. Come on.
An art book?
This was the art book. Man is divided into 3 equal unions. The hare man, the bull man, and the horse man, depending on the size of their lingam. Women also, according to the depth of their yoni, is either a female deer, a mare, or a female elephant. There are thus 3 equal unions of corresponding dimensions, or 6 unequal unions, or 9 as in total, as the following table shows. Equal hare deer,
bull, mare, horse, elephant. Unequal? Well, you can read it for yourself. The book I've since learned is readily available. We got to looking at this book in her bedroom and at the artwork on her walls, which she said had true historical and aesthetic interest. We laid on our stomachs looking at the book. Then she said she had to go brush her teeth. She returned naked. She rolled me over on my back and started to undo the cord of my robe, which I had tied into a knot by accident. She had a design that ran along the top of her walls. It was a sort of pattern of shapes, blue and white. I laid on my back and looked up at this design. And then I closed my eyes. And I stopped breathing. Or at least that's what it felt like. I could feel every sound. I could hear every pump of my heart. She moved on top of me and put me inside of her. And it all happened very quickly. I wanted to tell her when I felt it so that she could get up, but she didn't move. It's the first time I opened up my eyes. And she was just there smiling at me. She moved off and went to the bathroom. She ran a bath for me. I heard her call me from there.
Carl!
When I came into the bathroom, she stood there naked, foot on chair, cleaning herself. It wasn't until years later that I realized what she was doing, what she was giving me. That Bernard painting. When I came into the bathroom, she winked at me and smiled. She said I was very handsome. She never took off the small silver cross that hung across her neck. And back in bed, I laid on my stomach and tried to sleep. When she returned from the bathroom, she put an arm around my shoulder and a leg over my thigh. And I think she fell asleep that way, holding me that way. Of course, it wasn't until years later that I realized what I was giving her, something to hold on to in the night. I watched morning break through her white curtains, and I stayed like that. I didn't move until I felt the light pull tug of her fingertips across my bare side, and she rolled me over again, and it happened all again, very quickly. This time I kept my eyes open. I watched the morning sun sort of hit her face, curve of her nose, her mouth, her chin. Odd as it sounds, I didn't think I should look at any other part of her nakedness. The first train was at about 6, I believe. I had remembered that she said she wanted to make me breakfast. Of course, she forgot about that. So I busied myself. I made a cup of coffee in the kitchen and got myself a roll. When we returned, I just looked at her books and her records. I just tried to stay out of her way. I figured at any moment I'd hear her say, "Carl, shouldn't you be going?" But she never said those words. They were never spoken.